Ladies and gentlemen, the NFL has screwed the Seattle Seahawks over. They desperately want the famous guy Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. What they have done with the schedule this week puts the Seahawks in a huge disadvantage. So first and foremost, they moved the Lions and Packers game to Sunday night. The Seahawks will be playing before the Lions and Packers against the Rams. And here's the key thing, pay close attention here. If Seattle beats the Rams, which is happening before the Lions and Packers game, then the Lions are eliminated from the playoffs. So they would go on to play the Packers and have absolutely nothing to play for. But if Green Bay beats the Lions, then Seattle is eliminated from the playoffs. So this puts the Seahawks at a huge disadvantage because if they win, then the team that they need to win against the Packers, the Lions, has nothing to play for. Obviously, if they lose, they're just eliminated, but this really puts the cards all in Green Bay's hands. Had they played these games at the same time on Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning, then the Lions would be motivated regardless of their playoff chances. But now the Lions may be walking into this game knowing they have nothing to play for, knowing that even if they win this game, they will be eliminated from the playoffs. And that might lead some players to just phone it in. It's just a natural instinct that happens when you know you don't need to lay it all on the line for this game. However, head coach of the Lions, Dan Campbell, believes the Lions are going to play hard regardless.
You know, either we're playing to get in or we're playing to be spoiler, and that's it. So either way, we win.
And so the Seahawks cannot look past the Rams. We know Baker Mayfield has snuck a dub against the Raiders and the Broncos, but that's the Raiders and the Broncos this year. I mean, not too surprising, Baker Mayfield and the Rams beat those teams. But at the same time, if you're a Seahawks fan, you are a Lions fan this week, and you got to hope that they beat the Green Bay Packers. And a lot of NFL fans everywhere are rooting for Geno Smith because everybody likes a guy who was rejected and then perseveres because he stuck with it. Later in his career, veteran really showing out. It's really impressive stuff with Geno Smith this year. The question is he going to be the future for the Seattle Seahawks at quarterback next year? We'll get into that in a little bit, but it was interesting to see him embrace Jets QB Zach Wilson here. Keep in mind, Geno Smith was a second-round draft pick with the Jets. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but he knows what it's like to kind of get the crap into the stick and have to be shamed in the media, regarded as a bust. So you see Geno Smith embracing Zach Wilson and had a little bit of a talk with him. We can't make out exactly what was said, but based on the duration of the hug, and you can see Geno Smith moving, saying some things in Zach Wilson's ear, which is really cool to see Geno Smith do that, you know, because he's been in that position before. He knows what he's like, and this guy could go on and really not pay any attention to anybody, especially outside of the team, but it just shows how much he cares, how much he relates with some of these other young quarterbacks, and that's great to see Geno Smith willing to stick his neck out there and be a mentor to a guy who's not even part of the Seahawks, just trying to be a good guy supporting other players. And Geno Smith is being a good guy off the field, but also on the field this year, and you have to ask yourself, is he the future for the Seattle Seahawks at quarterback? We've heard stories before that they're working on a contract extension, especially given the fact that he's reached the Pro Bowl this year. A lot of impressive awards for Geno Smith this year, and numbers in general. The guy is 7th in the league in passing yards right now. Very impressive stuff. And he is also 4th in the entire NFL, tied with Jared Goff at passing touchdowns. He may even pass Goff this upcoming week. And it has been reported by Ian Rappaport that the Seahawks and Geno Smith are expected to negotiate a long-term contract to make him the quarterback for sure for 2023 and beyond. But will they follow through on this? That is the question. We know Geno Smith has had some rough games. In my opinion, the offensive line of the Seahawks needs more help. You saw Geno Smith get sacked a number of times against the Jets, but that is a pretty good defense. But you also saw him under pressure like crazy against the Kansas City Chiefs a few weeks ago. However, until the ink is dry, Geno Smith is not on a long-term contract yet. People hope this happens. A lot of fans around the NFL are rooting for Geno Smith, but at the same time, the Seahawks have the 3rd pick in the draft right now because of the disaster of Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. So they're going to have their choice at a quarterback in the draft. Now, the question is, will they draft somebody to maybe sit under Geno Smith? However, if what Ian Rappaport says is correct, and the fact that the Seahawks probably going to have a long-term deal with Geno Smith, meaning he's going to be the starter for not only 2023, but multiple years, can't expect them to draft a quarterback here. Might use that pick on some offensive line help, on some help in other areas of the team. But if it's just a 1-year fully guaranteed extension for Geno, maybe only a 2-year extension fully guaranteed, need, then I would not be surprised if they try to draft a quarterback, because guess what? Not only do they have the chance to get the third best quarterback in the draft, but they also have a chance to maybe get the second, because the Chicago Bears right there might not pick a quarterback and they might just try to roll with Justin Fields again. And then you have the Seahawks having a shot to get either CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, depending on who the Houston Texans pick. Either way, we'll see what happens this week. Will the Lions help the Seahawks out and get them into the playoffs? And will the Seattle Seahawks make Geno Smith the franchise quarterback, or will they draft somebody with that third overall pick? Like this video if you have not yet, and subscribe to this channel for more NFL content. My name is Wi-Fi Willie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.